ladies and gentlemen, today we have Tommy. Tommy, rep your hood. Tell them where you're from.
Hi, my name is Tommy. I'm from San Diego, California, and my company is the SD Photo Guys.
All right. How many photo booths do you currently have?
I have 4 open-air photo booths and 2 360, 1 platform and 1 overhead.
Let's look back at 2024 really quick. What do you feel the trend was? Which booth was out more than the others?
The trend is still, the open air is still our bestseller. The second one is the 360. The clients are catching on. They know exactly what they want, and they call us for the 360. Sometimes they call it spin cam, but they're catching on.
What's your take on doing free events?
Free events, it has to benefit both sides. So if a Girl Scout company were to call us, say, hey, we're looking for a donation, we'll push back and we'll say, hey, can we have our branding out there, either on the template, but it has to come with a benefit on both sides. You just can't give things away, or maybe an email list, something like that. But I wouldn't rule it out.
I like that because you're saying I'm open to it.
Yeah.
But there has to be criteria for that to actually be okay for me to take my time, my resources,
right,
and put them out there, right?
Right, especially if an event has a lot of big names as clients, a lot of executive CEOs, a lot of vendors, event planners, then those are good ones to give away. So it really comes down to the detail of the event.
I don't know if I asked you this yet, Tommy. How many years have you been in the photo booth industry?
Oh man, I think we just passed our 10th year.
What?
Yeah, we started in 2014. I was a wedding photographer, and I couldn't see myself editing pictures until midnight.
Right.
Yeah. And
really quick.
Yeah, of course.
Because you said something that's really important. The beauty of a photo booth or a portrait photo booth, they take the photo, it's done, you send the client the link to the master gallery, now it's completely done.
Yeah.
Photography, wow. Not only do you gotta circulate the event like crazy, but the aftermath of that.
I have been, I was telling David off camera, I've been following him since day one of his first YouTube video. And one thing he and I agreed on is just the quality output. He's always looking for the best equipment to give out that output. And I probably started before you, and back then it was okay quality, and I have fun with our guests, and our take photo booth versus photography is photo booth, if you're ugly, you're ugly. And we always joke around, but with David, he's able to bring it to the next level. Like he's incorporating AI, and ugly is no longer an option. We can make people pretty, and that's how long the industry has evolved.
That's crazy.
It's so funny.
I like how you just threw that out there.
Yeah.
Because the people that we get, but you can make me look skinny. And back then it was all like, I'm gonna do the best that I can. Mm-hmm. But now with AI, it's like, how skinny?
Exactly.
Really cool. Out of all these events you've done, because you've been in the business for about a decade, what's the most money you ever made with that one event?
Oh man. So our take, our company is value driven. So we call it the Costco model. Oh. We try to give away as much as possible. Obviously make a good margin on it. Obviously everything has to be a grain of salt, because are they event planners? Do you feel that they're going to give a lot of return? But my best, I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement with the company, but the return on it was about $5,000, and there were about 4 different photo booths in that session. It was like 1,000 people. It was a fundraiser for that company. It was like releasing a new product for that technology company. It was great, but it was really nervous going in, because this is it. They chose us because of our reputation, and we cannot fail. And I had just enough of backup equipment in the car as in the showroom. But one thing that David would agree on is failure is not an option. Be creative, be on the spot. And, I still have some memories, some pictures of all our booths in a row, look exactly the same, being uniform. And I'm glad you asked that, because it's a memory.
That is amazing. I like how you said my car was almost equally filled with backups. I want to touch on that really quick. I think that before people try to get the secondary or third booth,
Yeah.
get a secondary motor or secondary arm for that 360 just in
Yeah.
case it stops working. You still have that backup. And I think it's important to, like, I brought today like backup bulbs, cables, everything, guys. So just because we kind of touched on this topic, backups. Now, okay, $5,000, 4 booths operating. That's a huge victory. I bet on the drive back home, you're like, it's done. Because no longer do you have to do the whole photography, editing, the posts. It's done. Great. Now, tell me, have you ran ads before? Have you been, like, tell me a little about that experience and what you feel about running ads. Is it working for you? Could it be, you know, a lot of people look at it, it intimidates them. They feel like you're gambling. Reality, you are to a degree. What's your take on running paid ads?
So we did run Google ads and Yelp ad before, but this is just one more credit to David. Is he brought it up to the next level. I watched his one-on-one videos of how to fine-tune the ads, and it's just incredible of what you're able to learn on your own or your resource and to teach us. It has shown a return. I no longer get, you know, people requesting from out of town. You know, my niche is tighter. And one thing I don't know if you touched base in your other videos, but I also use Cherry. And one of the questionnaires when clients book is, how did you hear about us? And it would say, the drop down would say Google or Yelp, you know, and significantly after I made a refine off of your suggestions, people inputting Google has grown. And so I use that, and if it works, I throw more money into the advertisement. So a lot of credit to you.
Wow. Did you guys hear that? So basically track where that traffic's coming from so that you guys can double down right there, and boom. All right. One thing that I want to add to the Google thing that's been working well for me, I was doing a lot of search campaigns, and the people will land on a page, and it was up to them whether they wanted to fill out a form. What's working a lot better now, and I'm bringing this up because you basically, you're the kind of person I feel like you would take this and maybe experiment with it.
Okay.
So now for my Google, so when you're running a Google campaign, you can do a video display, you can run PMax, right? Wow. You can do search. There's just different types of campaigns you can run. So now my objective is phone calls. And I think that phone calls is amazing because when you run a Google campaign using phone calls, you can tell Google, consider this a conversion if the phone call was past a 30-second threshold, okay? Or maybe say, hey, Google, consider this a conversion if it was a call that lasted over 3 minutes. So what I learned is it's better to take that phone call because it gives you more power. You get to build rapport right over the phone, and immediately the tonality is there. Everything is there. And on top of that is, if you tell Google only the calls that are over 3 minutes long, consider that a conversion, Google works harder to find you quality leads. And so therefore, your budget might remain the same, but you're getting higher quality leads, so your conversion in reality is better. And so for me, pivoting into, hey, I can take phone calls from this time to this time, this is exactly what I'm gonna do, you close way more people over the phone.
Wow.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was trying to escape talking to people over the phone. I just wanted them to book, receive the contract agreement, the deposit, and I thought to myself, I'm so cool. I'm an automated business. But I think the element of that human connection cost me a lot of money. My personal opinion, experience.
Absolutely. One thing David and I can agree on is we close at a much higher rate being over the phone. I can speak on his behalf is, you know, when you're on the phone, you're not trying to sell the client. You're just educating the client to get the best experience, the best product. A lot of times they don't know what they're asking. And I've had multiple incidents where the client would start with, do you have this and this? But by the time they book, it was completely something else. And they're just so grateful of being, you know, Tommy consulting with them. And I'm sure you have multiple consulting experiences. And the client just loves you for that.
So make them laugh. If you can make them laugh, I think you have like a 95% of getting them booked. And then also let them know, like, hey, I know you're calling around and shopping around, so let me give you a few pointers so you ask the right questions. And as soon as you give them that information, they're like, I don't want to call no other guy. Like, just, can you take card, you know? So that is a beautiful thing. So you run ads. Now, can you please tell me, when it comes to the year, do you have months where you're more aggressive? And if so, what's your budget range for Google Ads?
I started in the hundreds, like 200-300 to dab, but now we're in the thousands. You just have to increase your prices a little bit. But what it is if you think about it, a couple events would pay for the ads. So my take so far is don't be shy on throwing more money at Google or whatever channel works for you, because the turnover is going to be real quick. So just my advice. The other advice is in regards to Google Ads, I've noticed that when I turn off and on automatic campaigns throughout the week, I get a better return on it. For example, corporate coordinators, they don't work on the weekends. They're the one emailing and finding vendors on the weekdays. So I turn corporate ads off on the weekend, and then I turn wedding ads on the weekends when the bride is 1 o'clock in the morning searching for a photo booth.
Yeah.
So that seems to work out.
So, and then to add more to that, what you guys can do is you can feed ChatGPT all of your Google Sheets and analytics and basically tell it, hey, this is our monthly budget. Please analyze these 3 campaigns. Where should I allocate 50% of my budget? When it comes to cities, what cities should I increase my bid? And so ChatGPT becomes this intelligence that really helps you run ads efficiently, because man, it's become so competitive, you definitely want to leverage using ChatGPT.
Absolutely.
Don't know if you've ever done it, but it saves me a lot of time.
ChatGPT is what we breathe on these days.
Yeah.
I think it's asking me to pay the premium, the premium monthly now because we're using it so much.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you use Snappic.
Yes.
I want you to be honest with me and be very transparent in the sense where I want to tell me what do you love about Snappic?
Yeah.
And what's one thing as a photo booth business owner you feel Snappic can either enhance, maybe change, or offer?
Yep. So my background is I bounced around a lot with trial and error with different platforms. I can't name them, but honestly what I land now, and David just picked me off the street to have this interview, but we're currently running Snappic, and it's super reliable. No software is perfect, but what's different with Snappic is there were times when I needed help because of the learning curve, and the support there, and you get this all the time. The support there is almost instant.
Yes.
It's incredible. And what's different from other companies is they work on weekends. They are there to help you on weekends when it matters, when you're having the event. So it's putting the price aside depends on your budget and whatnot, but just that alone is so worth it, and it saves us a refund from the client. Something as simple, like last week, the render time for photos were so long, and we couldn't understand why. And we found out the support person remoted into our program, and he said your overlay the file size was too big.
That happened to me once.
Yeah, and I did. Why didn't I think of that? Because of their experience. And we swapped out the overlay, and then the render time was back to normal in the couple seconds. And that obviously was before the event, before people started coming.
Yeah.
And Snappic was able to I felt like they were right there next to me. And in terms of what's to change, I'm just excited about what they're working on now, and I'm sure they get feedback. I don't have any at this moment. It just seems to work out. Maybe on Windows-based program they have it. I don't know, but I'm just excited. They're always trying to stay ahead of the curve, so I appreciate it.
It's funny because we have corporate clients, and sometimes these corporations, they have like what you would call their marketing team, and their marketing team takes care of a lot of the design. And so sometimes they say, well, can you just give us the dimensions? We'll provide the overlay.
Yeah.
I always tell them, heck yes, go for it. And you're right on. They sent me a 360 video overlay, and it was like 23,000 by 800 by like a big, huge number.
Yep.
Snappic took it right away, no problem. When I started troubleshooting, I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yep.
It took forever, like over a minute for sure.
It was a client-provided overlay with like a bunch of little stars. Each star was probably like 1,000 megapixels.
So guys, if this ever happens to you and the client sent you the actual overlay, right-click on that file, you'll get to see the size of it. And then, of course, you'll know right away, we just got to
That's it.
dumb this down, But yeah, I'm glad I brought. So basically, Tommy, Snappic is doing a great job.
Yep.
People need to understand this. we pay a lot for our contractors and our employees, but we only pay Snappic a couple $100s to really help bolster our profits.
Yep.
Execute events and keep hundreds of people satisfied for only a couple $100 a month. So if you're someone out there and you're thinking it's $10 more, just know what Tommy said, Snappic works 24/7.
Yep, I think you just have to be ahead of yourself and imagine yourself in a situation where you're stuck and tears are running down.
Oh yeah.
Was that $10 worth it? And looking back, it was always worth it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I've been in a situation where I was at a rodeo, it was 3,000 people, and it's something deactivated. And they're like, oh, refresh it back on. Oh, it felt so good.
Yeah.
Because when that line has like 5 people plus waiting, there's a certain weight that just you can't shake off. No matter how much in tune and in line with the divine. No. You feel this immense pressure, just like when the printer isn't working properly. But it's been great. Tommy, before I let you go, you spending time here this last 48 hours, I'm assuming you've been here for the last couple of days?
For sure. I've been here since day one.
Since day one. What are some things that you soaked up that you're going to apply right away when you get back home?
So much. I think just being around. So this is about my 5th year coming to PBX. It just gets bigger and bigger every year.
It does.
The equipment, the technology that's, subsiding are no longer here, and they're always replaced with the bigger and better. I'll continue to go here year after year. The biggest thing is networking for me and making new friends. This industry, what's so different about this industry is it's what did they say? It's peers over competition. I forgot the exact word, but it's just making new friends and teaching each other. I just feel like the whole, everyone here, they're just my friends. I don't feel like they're competitors. I think the biggest thing is breaking down, using the slow season that we're in right now for a lot of people, and fine-tuning our process, automating more. I just spoke with the guys over at Check Cherry, and they're implementing more things. So just, keeping up to date, implementing more, automating as much as possible so that you have more time to be in front of clients. That's been my biggest takeaway. Same thing happened last year, but this year just so much more in that direction. Admin things are going on the wayside in terms of automation so that we can be more with our clients.
That's beautiful, man. As you are continuously scaling, where can people see your journey? Do you have Instagram that maybe you want to share today here?
Sure. My Instagram is the SD Photo Guys. The SD Photo Guys. Sometimes clients call us the San Diego Photo Guys. But it's just sharing our, experiences and just sharing to the world what we have to offer. So just happy to make friends. We just don't hide anything. We just love being out there and talking it off with David and similar mindset people.
Right on, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tommy, for taking your time.
Of course.
Yeah. You really provided, like I said, I was looking for that insight.
Okay.
And you came full force with it. So thank
Absolutely.
you so much for your time, brother.
Nothing there to hide.
Right on.
Of course.
See you guys later. Peace. Right on, my man.
That's awesome.
Hey, wasn't it fun?
No, it was.
We can sit here for like 20 minutes and time will fly.
It sounds more intimidating than it is.
It's not.
But I think you just make it like more conversational. I think that really helped out.
Yeah.
I had an interview like last week, and the guy was like, man, I was like, oh shoot, I don't know. But yours is different. Yours is like casual. You break it into, and it was like very transitional.
It got lubricated a little bit.
That helped. It really helped. Okay, I can tell like he's going that direction. He's coming back. It really helped.
Yeah.
You got it down.
Yeah.
So
I figured like, hey, I'm gonna ask questions that you know better than anyone.
Okay.
And then from that point on is like, where can we take this?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did. It's like we start off with, tell us about yourself, Tommy.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about you.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, Tommy, tell me about your success stories. Well, I got a couple.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
And then it's like, now you get into that state of mind. I was like, this is pretty cool. It's like a two-way conversation.
Now it's on fire.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Cool.
Dude, love it, man.